Hey guys, it's Kyle. Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a very special video because I just hit 40 subscribers, so I wanted to make a pretty special video today, and I just want to say thank you so much for 40 subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I'm almost at 50, so thank you again. And the video that I'm going to be doing today is a Piggy video, but not an ordinary Piggy video, but a Piggy predictions video for Chapter 11. And I'm going to be going over some theories and predictions. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoy this video. I worked pretty hard on it, and I'm a little bit late because I've been trying to get screenshots and evidence, and I was going to get more screenshots and stuff, but I'll probably make a separate video doing, covering all the other stuff, because I wasn't able to get the screenshots since everyone kept voting for Maul. So yeah. So the first thing I'm going to be going over is the screenshots of the notes. And the main theory, I'm going to be going over a lot of predictions I have in this video, but the main prediction I'm going to be going over is how Bunny is still alive and not infected yet. So I'm going to be going over the screenshots of the notes so far that I've gotten. Yeah, so it's not going to be in order because I didn't put them in order. So the one I'm starting with is Chapter 9, which is City. And so the first screenshot that I got was, news of a cure has been going around funded by Mr. P. Let's hope all goes well. And it doesn't have any signature saying TSB. Normally when a note's from TSB it says -TSB, so I don't think that's from TSB. I don't know who wrote that yet. I don't know if it's important or not, but it seems that there's a cure. I doubt there really is. The next one is, we need to start recruiting soon. I'll start with my closest friends, -TSB. So, obviously TSB is a group. A lot of people used to think TSB stood for The Search Party, except I found out that it doesn't stand for The Search Party, and you'll see why in a little bit. And I also think that they're not good guys, they're bad guys, and you'll also see why in this video. They've got what we want at the hospital. We get what we need, then we leave. -TSB. So that's another note sort of giving evidence that they're bad guys. They just want whatever they want, and then they're going to leave. I think what's going on is they're teaming with Mr. P, which is Mr. Potato, but they're going to betray him once they get what they want. And I'm not sure what they want. Maybe they want a cure, or maybe they're trying to infect everyone. I don't know. Yeah. Poor George, he disappeared when my family acted up. I hope he's safe. And that's the last of the screenshots from Chapter 9, which is City. And the note that I just read, poor George, he disappeared when my family acted up. I hope he's safe. Notice how they say my family. So obviously it's a family member of George. Peppa Pig is infected. She's the bot for House. Mommy Pig is infected. She's the bot for Station. Daddy Pig is infected. He's the bot for Gallery. Grandma Pig is infected. She's one of the bots for City. So that only leaves, well, actually 2 or 3 family members. That leaves the cousins and Grandpa. I don't think the cousins will be in the story, and if they are, it'll probably just be in the safe house or something. I don't think they'll really be infected or really doing much in the story until maybe Chapter 11 or 12. They might be in a cutscene or something. I don't know. But I don't think that it's one of the cousins who wrote that. I think it might have been. Also, I just want to give a disclaimer for this video. Not everything I say is 100% correct. None of this I know, I'm not sure if any of this is correct. This is just my theory, my prediction. So this might not be right, but I think who wrote that note is Grandpa. So what I think is that George and Grandpa are the only ones in the family who aren't infected. And like I said, I don't think the cousins will really be in the story. So I think Grandpa wrote that. So if that's true, then we know that George is not infected and Grandpa is not infected. Also, I want to give another disclaimer. There's going to be spoilers in this video. So, spoiler alert right now. George Pig is we found George Pig. He's not missing anymore. So, if you haven't escaped city or mall, especially mall, then you might want to stop the video if you don't like spoilers, if you want it to be a surprise. Yeah, so now the next screenshots I'm going to show is for Chapter 7, which is Metro. Maybe the doctor can make something, a cure. I'll give anything, I just need her to feel better, Mr. P. So, I think Mr. P is talking about Miss P, and we don't know if Mrs. P, Miss P, whatever. We don't know if we know that Miss P and Mr. P are probably related. We don't know how they're related, if Miss P is a daughter, if Miss P is Mr. P's wife. I don't know. Probably one of those two. So, obviously, Mr. P wants to cure Miss P, or that's what it seems like. So what I've gathered over the last 10 chapters is that Mr. P has been infecting animals in hopes to test them and get a cure for Miss P. So I'm not sure if Miss P is infected. Miss P is more of like a mystery character right now. We don't really know her status. Well, at least I don't. Patient 0 was given substance 128. Patient has been restoring strength, but also displaying signs of aggression. So that one, I'm not sure who they're talking about in that one. I think it's either about Miss P or the zombie pig. Probably Miss P, but also maybe the zombie pig. I don't know. One of those two. So if it is Miss P, then they're trying to, they gave her a potion. She's restoring strength, but also displaying signs of aggression. So might be in the process of being infected. She's really sick. I need to help her any way I can, Mr. P. Again, talking about Miss P. Oh, also, I've been trying to piece together a bunch of evidence and information for this video. I even made a whole document on my computer, so I have that open right now. So I've been piecing together all the stuff to make one big theory. Yeah, so now the screenshots I'm going to be showing is for Chapter 10, which is Mall. The first screenshot, you have to crouch and get a good angle, and you have to look under a seat and then flip it upside down. So it's really hard to get it. It's very blurry. But I took many screenshots, and I was finally able to piece together what it said using different parts of the screenshots that I could make out. And it says, we can take advantage of the situation going on for our own plans. Thank you, Mr. P. -TSB. Or at least that's what I think it says. It's like I said, it's pretty hard to tell what it says. You have to get a good angle. I didn't get the greatest angle because normally for these screenshots I didn't really have much time. It would be easier if I was in a private server or something. So yeah, next screenshot is don't trust the SI. So when you look at it, you can see S, and then you can see two lines which looks like the beginning of an I. And then I saw that some people were able to sort of glitch into the, forget what it is, like a counter or something, and see the whole note, which says don't trust the SI. So I was right, it is SI. So I had like a couple things. I believe that's talking about TSP. I think it's talking about TSP. I don't know if after SI, like finish of that word, it's just those two words, or if it continues with P. Yeah. So I've come up with four different things that it might say, and whenever I have something that I think is what I believe is the most correct, I guess you could say, the most accurate, I put a star next to. So the first one I put a star next to, it's the signal. So when at the end of Mall, Pony comes to us and says, I've tracked down a helicopter signal or something like that. So don't trust the signal, like the helicopter signal. The next one is don't trust the sisters, which are Zizzy's sisters. Don't trust the siblings, which are siblings, and don't trust the sibling. So those are the four things that I've come up with. I mainly think it's the signal. Yeah. So that's what I've come up with for that note. Also, there's one more note. It says, I'm scared. I did read it at the time. Like, I was able to read it before I did the screenshot. But it was something like, I'm scared. Everyone is scary. It is really scary. I am scared, and I don't know what the rest is. But something like that. And I'm pretty sure that's from George Pig, who was hiding in the mall. It could also be someone else, like maybe it's Bunny, although I doubt it. I think it's probably George. So yeah, it's probably George. Now the next screenshots I'm going to show is Chapter 6, which is Hospital. The first one says, the majority of a family volunteered to help with testing. The test will begin shortly. Hopefully it goes well. So what I assume by that is a family means Peppa Pig's family, and it's just the majority. So that means most of the family volunteered. So we know that George hasn't volunteered, like George ran away, and Grandpa isn't in the story yet, so he probably didn't volunteer. But he also might be like Grandma Pig, who wasn't in the story and then came into the story later on. So maybe it's like that. Maybe Grandpa Pig is the bot for the next chapter. But if he is, then I'm not sure who would have written that note hoping that George was safe. It could have been the cousins again. I doubt it. So I'm probably going to stop talking about the cousins and mainly about Grandpa. But I assume Grandpa will be in the story or isn't going to be shown in the story. But he did write that note, so he's kind of in the story, but not really anyone knows about it. Subject has been hallucinating Officer Doggy. Doggy's been missing for weeks. So subject, I'm pretty sure, means us. So, because when we escaped from school, we saw Mr. P, Mr. Potato, and then we said, I don't feel so well. So we were rushed to the hospital, and it showed an image of Doggy. But Doggy has already been infected. So we were hallucinating Doggy, basically. And so, yeah, we were hallucinating Doggy. Doggy wasn't actually there. So this note is probably about us. And also, I think that Mr. P attempted to infect us. I'm not entirely sure how accurate that would be, but I think they tried to infect us. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we said, I don't feel so well, maybe infected us, like something different, maybe not drinking the potion if there's another way to do it. But I think we were like we were given a potion or something. He tried to infect us or something like that. We got sick, but we weren't infected. So yeah. The tests have shown promising results so far. The youngest was absent during the tests. So that's probably about George. I don't think he volunteered. Maybe his family members volunteered him, something like that, but he ran away. Yeah. Now, the next two are for school, chapter 5, and they're inside of the room where we free Bunny. And the first one says, also I believe that both of the notes are by Bunny, and they both have the same handwriting. The search for survivors went bad. I'm now locked in this room with some crazy animal on the loose. So that one's obviously Bunny. The teacher was fine when we got here to rescue her. What happened? So maybe Mr. P was like, maybe Bunny's evil and working with Mr. P, so they were pretending to rescue her. Or Mr. P was lying to Bunny, saying they were going to rescue her, but actually Mr. P gave her the potion. And it does show a potion, an empty potion bottle on the teacher's desk. So we do know that she drank it, and we know that she's infected. Chapter 8, Carnival. Do not open monster inside. -TSB. So that's next to the one that has Foxy inside of the cage. Why did my friends leave me in here? So I assume what happened is Doggy was friends with TSB, but they gave Doggy a potion and then locked him inside. Or maybe Mr. P gave him a potion and then TSB locked him inside. That's what I think, at least. And the last one says, to those looking for safety, this is the worst place to look, TSB. So that might be one of the reasons why people think that TSB is a search party. The search party, that's what people used to think stood for. But I doubt it. Maybe like that other note that says don't trust the SI might not be what TSB stands for, but it also might have something to do with TSB. I don't know exactly what TSB stands for. Also, some people think it stands for the Super Potato, which I believe is what it stood for in the actual Peppa Pig show. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what it is. And also, people think it stands for Tiger, Sheepy, and Pony. Tiger, Sheepy, Pony. Something like that. But we already know Tiger's infected. That's the skin I have currently. And we already know Sheepy's infected. That's the bot for Forest. Pony doesn't seem infected yet, but could be evil. And I'll get into that later. So, now I've already shown all the notes that I've gathered. I don't know if those are all of them. It's only from some chapters because I couldn't get into all of the chapters that I wanted. I've also been trying to get recordings of all the escapes, which I haven't finished, but I am getting close to that. Yeah, so now I'm on with my sort of notes and little pieces of evidence. The first one says, Mommy Pig is infected and surrounds us in the gallery. It originally said Mommy Pig is infected, or Mommy Pig is not a bot for any chapters yet, but surrounds us in the but is infected and surrounds us in the gallery. That was actually invalid. I realized that Mommy Pig's the bot for station, so technically that first piece of evidence doesn't really mean anything besides Mommy Pig, Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig are out. They didn't write. Oh, also Grandma Pig. They're out. They're infected. They didn't write that note. George and Grandpa are the only pigs not infected. That goes with the part where I said I think Grandpa wrote that note that hopes that George Pig's safe. So, like I said earlier, I think that Grandpa might be in the story or just is sort of part of the story, just writes that note and maybe some other notes and no one really knows. Bunny escaped. So basically, I don't even know where that note is. It's in mall or something. I don't know where it went. Maybe I didn't put it in yet. But it said, she broke out, we need to recruit, or something like that. Or I think I never added it. So let me just get the screenshot really quick and figure out what it like actually said. Alright, it says, she broke out, but she's somewhere. We need to find her and gather supporters. So there's only 2 girls in this story who aren't infected or presumably, or we haven't seen be infected yet. The first one is Bunny, obviously. And the second one is sort of a mystery character, which is Miss P, Mrs. P, whatever. So we don't really know much about Miss P yet. But Bunny, a lot of people might think, oh no, she's infected. But we never actually got to see that Bunny was actually infected. I don't think she's out yet. And also, Minitoon did sort of give us a little clue saying, we don't know for sure if she's out, kind of, basically. So I think that they're talking about Bunny in that note. So I'm pretty sure that she was sort of like kidnapped or held hostage or something, but then she escaped. And also during Metro, when we escaped, she said, Mr. P gave me a potion, I drank it, I didn't know it would soon turn me into, and then she was cut off. So we don't know if she said infected or sick. Maybe she thought she was going to be infected, but actually was never infected. So it could mean that she is infected, but I doubt she is because we never actually got full evidence that she's infected. So, yeah. Don't trust SI, I've already said. That is either the signal, the sisters, the siblings, the sibling. Those are the 4 things I came up with. Now, the next thing is about Pony. Pony may be evil because he said, I tracked down a helicopter signal. Why did he have to say that so specifically? Why didn't he just say, I tracked down a helicopter or something like that? Instead he said helicopter signal. So he might be evil. I don't think he's evil, but still just keep that in mind. He might be evil because if it's don't trust the signal, then that's probably the signal. But also, if that's actually what it means, and that's the signal that's talking about, doesn't mean that Pony is evil. It just means like it's some coincidence that he said that, or it's just he tracked down the signal that you're not supposed to trust, although it may mean that Pony is evil. Mr. P wants to save Miss P, obviously. because from all the notes, basically what's going on is Mr. P is infecting animals to find the cure for Miss P, who was maybe infected or sick or something. He's trying to cure Miss P because the hospital's not really curing her too well or something. Maybe they tried but failed. So he's taking the situation into his own hands. Foxy was friends of TSB, and they gave him a potion and locked him inside the cage. So that's something I went over earlier. I think that he was friends with TSB or Mr. Potato and was tested on, or maybe he was even part of TSB, but then betrayed or something like that. But he was given a potion, and then when he drank the potion, quickly locked inside the cage or something like that. Or maybe they locked him inside the cage and then gave him a potion. He drank it out of curiosity or something because he was locked in a cage, and then he became infected. Although when you do open the cage, I don't know if this is actually supposed to happen, if this is what's supposed to happen, but when you unlock the cage, Foxy doesn't really do anything, so I don't know if he's actually supposed to attack you and it's supposed to be harder, or if it's meant to be that way and it's not a bug. Bunny might be immune to the potion because everybody else became infected in seconds, and I have evidence for that. When you're in forest, you can hear in the middle of the night Doggy drinking a potion. It falls to the ground, and then he's infected. So he was infected in like a second. But it also seems like Doggy was forced to drink the potion because it sort of sounded like the way he drank it was being forced down, and then it fell to the ground. So maybe Mr. Potato forced Doggy to drink it, and the reason why he did that is because Doggy already realized that the other infected animals were their friends, so I don't think he would trust a potion, so maybe that's why Mr. P might have forced it down. Also, the reason why I think that sound that shows is it being forced down, like forced to drink it, because he barks, and then the way he drinks it just seems like not very natural, just someone like Mr. P forcing him to drink it, something like that. So I think he was forced to drink the potion. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have become infected. Now I have some evidence to why Bunny might be immune to the potion because everyone else became infected in seconds. I have some more evidence to that. So basically, when we first meet Bunny, it's in school. And in school, she hasn't drinking the potion yet. I don't think, at least. But at hospital, I think she drinks it in hospital. Or when we escape hospital, there's a note saying this is for our own good. So either she drank it before hospital or after hospital. I'm just going to assume for this part that it was before hospital. But basically, she drank it in the beginning of hospital. So when we wake up, she said we were out for hours. She didn't give us a specific time, but said we were out for hours. So I assume that it was for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, something like that. So hospital, when we were sleeping, we were out for 2 hours. Then hospital escape probably took around 30 minutes if it was in the real world, obviously. Metro escape probably took 30 minutes. I didn't include getting to Metro, because I don't know if, that's really, I don't know if Minichin would think that far about a story. Like, they might not realize that we were gonna really try to predict what happened. Metro, probably we escaped in around 30 minutes. So 2 hours plus 30 minutes plus 30 minutes equals 3 hours. So it's probably around 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, maybe 4 hours. Depends when she drank the potion. But she wasn't infected, and we don't know what happened after Metro. But when we left the train, she didn't want to go because she thought she was going to turn infected. So about 3 hours passed by and she's not infected yet. So she might be immune to the potion or fighting off the potion and it doesn't work too well on her. So she might be turning infected, but we can stop it in time or something like that. Now, Bunny drank the potion 3 hours before we left Metro, and we never found out if she became infected. So basically, what I'm trying to say is we never really knew for sure if she actually is infected. So that's why I think Bunny isn't infected. She's still alive. When I say she's still alive, like, I mean not infected. So still normal. Still healthy. Bunny was saying something before he left Metro and was cut off. So basically what she was saying is, I talked about this earlier. I'm sort of repeating myself because I'm just reading off of the notes that I wrote on the document, but she was cut off by us. I don't know why, but she was saying, I drank a potion, I didn't know it would soon turn me into, and I think what she meant to say was infected. So she thought she was turning infected. Like I said a second ago, she might be immune to it, maybe just gets a bit sick, or maybe is turning infected, but isn't infected yet, not currently. At the safe place, there was Pony, the sisters, Molly, Giraffe, and maybe more animals. So when we escape Mall, after we take George to the safe place, the safe house or whatever, we see a bunch of animals. We see the sisters, we see Pony, and in the background we see Giraffe and Molly Mole talking to each other. So we know that they're not infected and they probably won't be infected. Doggy was forced to drink the potion, I've already said that. Chapter 11, map predictions. So now I have like a couple predictions on what the map will be. Some of these have a bit of evidence, some of these are more just guesses. The first guess, I also put a star next to two of these. The first guess is police station for chapter 11 or 12. Obviously, all of these could be chapter 11 or 12 if they do become a map. But mainly the police station, I think, is chapter 11 or 12 because we know that our character is a policeman. So it could be a police station. But I'd assume, actually, that it would be chapter 12. Let's say we arrested Mr. Potato, like we figured out it was him, or whoever was making all this chaos, and we arrested them. It might be there, but maybe not, because then we wouldn't escape, or, I don't know. Maybe we had to go back to the police station, something like that. Now, the next prediction, which has a star next to it, which is airport. So we got a signal, a helicopter signal, so we probably meet Mr. Potato at an airport or in a helicopter. I was thinking more helicopter than airport, but it would be sort of hard to make a map that was a helicopter. That would be pretty small. So I'd assume it's airport. Maybe when we escape, we fly into a helicopter or something. I don't know. The next one is safe house / safe place. Maybe something goes wrong. Either Pony is evil, Zizzy's evil, someone's there's evil, or Mr. Potato or TSB or someone infected, something breaks in, and then we have to escape the safe place. Now the next one has a star next to it, and it's zoo or farm. I was thinking maybe like all the infected animals kind of come to the zoo and they're all there and stuff. Or maybe it's not like that, but it is a map. Yeah. The next one's sewers. I know that we did escape through the sewers in school, but that doesn't mean that there can't be a map, because sewers hasn't been a map yet. So it could be sewers, maybe not. Like I said, I don't know if any of this is 100% accurate. The next one is market. So in the real TV show, I think Mr. Potato and Miss Carrot, something like that, work at a market. And they're like one of some of the people who work at the market or something. There's also a bunny who works there. I don't know. Miss Rabbit. They work at the market. So I was thinking maybe it would be similar to the story. Obviously, they can't do the story exactly the way it is because of copyright reasons, but maybe it's like a little bit like the story and there's a market and we meet Mr. Potato at the market. Now my last one is graveyard. So there's been Piggy, and this is just the bots, not the skins. There's been Piggy and Robbie, which is the robot piggy. And then for the skins, there's like Demon Piggy, Skelly Piggy. There could be some other kind of piggies, and those sort of piggies, maybe there's a Ghost Piggy. There's also Memory Piggy, and there's Angel Piggy. All those piggies, they might be in the graveyard or something like that. Maybe there's a new piggy, like a Ghost Piggy, it's in the graveyard, or maybe Skelly Piggy becomes the bot for graveyard. Yeah. So now the next one is potion screenshots. I only have 2 of them. I'm not sure if these are the only 2. I think that there's more than these 2, but I couldn't get them because people kept voting for ones that I didn't need to go to. And I just decided to do the video now because if I was just going to be looking for potion bottles, it doesn't really do much. It just shows which ones show a potion bottle. The 2 I got was the one for school on the teacher's desk, and the second one I got was for a forest next to the bench, which was the one that fell to the ground. Now I have the last thing I'm gonna do for this video. Well, the second last thing I'm gonna do for this video is some questions I have. These aren't all of my questions. These are just some of my questions because I have a bunch of questions. These are sort of like the main questions. And the first one is, why does George have a bat? So when he gets up from behind the counter, he holds a bat. So I don't know if he stole the bat, found the bat. I don't know why he's got a bat. So that's one of my questions. The next question was, why did Minnie Toon leave the old missing poster saying last seen with red eyes? So I'm talking about the poster that had the old poster saying George Pig was missing. It said last seen with red eyes. So does that mean that he was infected at one point? Or maybe it was like some decoy or something? Yeah. Now, like I just said, maybe he was infected at one point. The next question says, wasn't George infected at one point? So I don't know, maybe he was. How did Mr. P and or TSB get animals to drink the potion? Also, why did they volunteer? So I know that the majority of the family supposedly volunteered to drink the potion or something. I know that, well, I don't know this, but I assume that Doggy was forced to drink the potion, and I don't know, like, the rest of them just, I guess, drank it. I don't know, like, how did they get them all to drink a potion? It just doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense that they would drink the potions willingly. My next question is, who wrote the note hoping George is safe? Like I said, I think it might be Grandpa Pig. It might not be. Maybe it's the cousins. Although I assume it's probably Grandpa Pig. Yeah. Will Grandpa Pig be in the story? If so, will he be infected or safe? So that's one of the questions that I was really asking myself. Will he be in the story, or will he just be partially in the story, or not in the story at all? Maybe he didn't actually write that note. And if he is in the story, will he be infected like Grandma? He might be in the next chapter as a bot. That could be one prediction. Or will he actually be safe? Will the sisters stay in the story? So what I meant by that is they showed the sisters once, which was in the safe place. So maybe the sisters, Giraffe and Molly, might never come back in the story, or maybe they will come back in the story if everything's a happy ending and we figure it all out. But also, the reason why I asked that question is because some people think that the note says don't trust the sisters, don't trust the siblings, or don't trust the siblings. So that's kind of why I asked that question. Why did Pony say I tracked a helicopter signal so specifically? And also, is Pony evil? So I know that some people have a theory about Pony being evil. I still don't think Pony is evil, but there is some evidence backing up that theory. So, not too much evidence that I know of. But I don't know if Pony is evil or if Pony's not evil. Will Pony and Zizzy become infected? And also, are Pony and Zizzy part of TSP? I don't know if maybe they betrayed us, or maybe TSP is actually good. They are the search party. Or maybe there's some members that think that it's supposed to stand for the search party, but it actually stands for something different that's evil. So maybe Zizzy and Pony are good guys who joined TSP, and they think that it stands for the search party. And then what it really stands for is something different, and it's supposed to be evil or something. And my last question is, this is the main question, the question that the question I've been trying to answer this whole video, which is Bunny infected or not? So I still don't know for sure. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't know if Bunny is infected, if Bunny's evil, but my theory is that Bunny is not infected. She's still alive, she's still safe. Now, the last part of this video is going to be trying to answer some of my questions. So the first one is, why does George have a bat? So the reason why I ask that question is he could have stolen the bat, he could have found the bat, but he also could have been infected at one point, kind of like how I said, was George infected at one point? He could have been infected at one point. So I think the answer to that will either be he stole it, or he was infected at one point. So that's my answer for that one. Really, when I asked that question at first, I escaped Mall again, and I decided not to skip it because I recorded it, or I didn't want to skip it because I kind of wanted to see if there was anything else that I missed, and I was like, why does George have a bat? I always knew that George had a bat, ever since I escaped, and saw him stand up with a bat. I knew he had a bat, but then I asked, why does he have a bat? And it was more like a joke question. It was just why does he have a bat? But then later on, I was thinking about the question, and I was like, why does he have a bat? Did he steal it, or was he infected and now is fine? Or maybe he's partially infected. I don't know. my next question, we already know, is why did Minnie Toon leave the old missing poster saying last seen with red eyes? So the answer to that question, sort of similar to why does George have a bat, he might have been infected at one point. So I'm just going to say he might have been infected at one point. Also, by the way, I'm typing all this stuff on my computer. Now, the next question is, was George infected at one point? I'm just going to say it is a good chance. Also, how did Mr. P and or TSB get animals to drink the potion? Also, why did they volunteer? That I don't have any answer for. I don't know. I'm just going to say I know. I think that Doggy was forced to drink the potion, so maybe some others were forced to drink the potion. I'm just going to say Doggy was forced to drink the potion. I don't know why the other ones volunteered. I think what it seems like is that Peppa Pig's family volunteered, although maybe they were kidnapped or something and infected, and Mr. P was trying to act like a good guy saying they volunteered. So I'm just going to say Doggy was forced to drink the potion. Who wrote the note hoping George is safe? So that's another one that I've been talking about a lot. Like I said, I think it's Grandpa, so I'm just going to say Grandpa. But it might not be. It might be. I don't know. Will Grandpa Pig be in the story? If so, will he be infected or safe? So I'm just going to answer that by saying if he is in the story, he will either be safe and rescued or infected in chapter 11 like Grandma. So I didn't answer the question will he be infected or safe? I just said if he's safe, then he'll probably be rescued, and if he's infected, he'll be in chapter 11 and infected like Grandma. Will the sisters stay in the story? That I still don't know, so I'm not going to answer that one. Why did Pony say I tracked a helicopter signal so specifically? I don't know the answer. Maybe it's just he was trying to say it's a signal, like he tracked a signal, so that's how he tracked the helicopter. And is Pony evil? Like I said, I don't know. I doubt it. Will Pony and Zizzy become infected? So that's one that I've been really wondering. Maybe they become infected at one point, although they'd probably know not to drink the potion, so they'd probably be infected another way, kind of like Doggy. But I doubt they'll be able to be forced because they have swords, and one little bonk on the head can kill the infected or something like that. So I don't know. Are Pony and Zizzy part of TSP? Maybe. Like I said, if they are, they're probably good guys, and they think it's like a good guy group and a search party, but it's really something different. And the last question is obviously, is Bunny infected or not? The answer to that is I don't think so. The point of this video was saying why Bunny is not infected. So we don't know for sure if she is or not, but I don't think she is. So that'll be about the end for this video. This video took a pretty long time, but I did really enjoy making it. I'll leave a poll in the card asking if you guys want me to make some more prediction videos like this. I probably will no matter what you say because I enjoy it, but I might not do it too often. I might just do like a much shorter video or something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll probably do like another one, maybe one more or two more if I just do my own decision. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that'll be the end of this video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And also, thank you for the 40 subscribers. I just wanted to say that one more time because this was the 40 subscribers special. Anyways, guys, that'll be the end of this video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.